Daar sê as jy nou net ingeskakel het, baie welkom aan jy is net betyds want ons kuier saam met ons spesiale gas van die dag. Hy spog met 'n splinternuwe album Big Band Classics, maar ons ken hom natuurlik as die onmuntige Phantom of the Opera, die beste wat ooit bestaan het volgens Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber.
I've told you, only my mother thinks that, but it's fine if you want to think it.
Stop it. Maar kom ons begin. Ek dink nie baie mense ken jou storie nie, jou musiekstorie en hoe jy musiek gevind het en daai hele affære. So vertel 'n bietjie daarvan waar alles vir jou begin.
Weet jy wat, ek dink musiek begin by jy kies dit nie, dit kies jou.
So true.
Yes, definitely. So I mean, at varsity, I did a lot of stuff.
You did a lot of stuff. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Contemporaries were people like Nathaniel and Casper de Vries, and also we did a lot of shows then. And then from there on, I recorded my first Afrikaans. No, I firstly recorded an English LP long before you were born.
Yeah.
And I think I sold a total of 10 of those, including my family. And then from there on, I moved on to some Afrikaans music. And yes, that has been a career that spanned over something like 20 years. And the album is actually called 12+1. So it's I've done 13 albums.
Yes.
12 solo albums, and this is the 13th one. So it's been quite a journey from recording and all the different genres, from cabaret, musicals, whatever.
Can I take it back a notch? You said, your contemporaries back in the days in varsity, Casper de Vries, Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Both unbelievable characters. What was it like studying with those people?
It was quite insane in those days because we were very, very busy. I mean, Casper did his first stand-up show at my 21st birthday.
Really?
The theme was 1920 to 40 Oscar evening, and Casper did a stand-up show. I mean, as introduction to all my friends who were there.
You kicked off his career?
Yeah, he owes me royalties, Casper Betaal. So yes, I mean, Cassie was tiny in those days. You know, you'd pick him up and put him down. He was fabulous.
Let's get away from that point then. But we were talking just now, and I was saying, after the big compliment, we won't mention it again, but after having that phenomenal run with that opera piece, you decided to come back, have 12+1, but it's a big band classic, kind of away from the operatic kind of music. Why that decision?
You know, just after Phantom, I did a musicals CD where we concentrated on songs from the musicals, which was great fun to do. And then I was just thinking, what do I do next?
Yeah.
I can do another musical, but I mean, because obviously the repertoire musicals, you can do 500 CDs and not saturate it. But then I decided that I've always wanted to do a big band type album.
Yeah, the time is right.
Exactly. And I think that's how it was just a natural progression to go there.
And I mean, it must have been so difficult to choose the songs. I mean, you look at some of these, Fly Me to the Moon that you've just performed for us right now, I've Got You Under My Skin, classic numbers. How did you go about deciding which 13 tracks you would have on this?
It was a bit of a nightmare in terms of exactly what you're saying. I mean, we had a short list of 54 songs.
Oh my goodness.
So then we had to whittle it down to about 24, and we did that with listening sessions with lots of friends and people at the record company at Sony. And then after that, when we had about 18 songs, I sent it to a lot of my clients in the marketing industry, to them, to their secretaries and whatever. And eventually the final 12, the +1 is an adult contemporary song.
Nice.
The final 12 that happened was actually chosen by the public. So that made my life easier. Yeah. But yes.
I think one that I'm very impressed that you chose is Baby It's Cold Outside. And you did it with Kate Normington, who was here with us about a week ago.
Yes.
Amazing lady, an amazing character. What was it like recording with her, that particular song? Because it's very playful, isn't it?
Exactly, that's why I chose Kate. Look, Kate has got an immense amount of talent. She sings beautifully, but one of her endearing qualities is the fact that she is as mad as a hatter. And then to have her do something, and she will agree, to sing something comical with her is fun, because what we had to capture in studio was that live vibe of having fun. And I really think we succeeded in doing that because of Kate.
Yeah.
And she's a phenomenal artist, a great technician. She understands her craft, so it's wonderful to bounce off her and get the energies going. And
true.
No, it was really a great choice. She was amazing.
Now, by and large, you are known as an Afrikaans artist, but the decision to go with this album and make it a full-blown English album, tell me about that.
Well, Fly Me to the Moon, I mean, you really don't want to sing Vlieg my naar die maan toe. I mean, it'll sound as if you're doing something naughty. But so I much rather decided to go this route. The musicals album was also totally in English. And I find sometimes you sort of have a dual audience. As you know, I'm going into Phantom later the year again.
Yes.
So I think if your career spanned over quite a while, that you like having a dual audience. And for you as an artist, it gives you some scope to grow and do something different. And also, it's something else for the audience to associate you with.
True.
Otherwise, they just get boring. You know, when you perform, you don't just want to do one style of song.
Yeah.
You want to give them variation. You want to give them fun. And I think that makes a consummate performer, and hopefully I'll get there.
No, you're already there. You're already there.
Thank you very
And tell me,
much.
are you looking forward to another run of Phantom?
It's quite daunting because the previous time I was really the outsider, and then I remembered my words, so it was okay. So and to go on now, I have to sort of up the stakes. So
Indeed.
it is rather daunting. Tomorrow we're actually doing the fittings for the masks and everything again, and so it's an exciting process to start. And I think I'm just going to play him more demented, which is probably what he is. I understand the guy a bit better.
Well, I can't wait to see it. And be sure to stay tuned because Andre is going to be performing for us a bit later on again. Songs from this album, the Big Band Classic. Right now, it's time to go over to the kitchen because Liesl and Michael are going to be making some supper in 10 minutes. Ha! Check it out.